Can you join me and help me with this mission, bro?
Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. It's like ooh la la. We go ooh la la. She like ooh la la. We go ooh la la. Okay, ooh la la. She like ooh la la. She go ooh la la. She like ooh la la. Look. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovitz. Popovitz TV. That's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here, this side, we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So if that sound like something you can rock with, then before you dame dash your ass off the channel and hit stage left, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash that noti bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel. Good looking, but you know how I do. You know how I plainly start my show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we in the end game, people. And we in the end game because apparently rappers is out of control. Like, yes, yes, y'all, yes, y'all, yes, y'all, kickity. I stand tall, I won't fall. I'm like Superman, fly high, way up in the sky. That's an EPMD Eric Sherman reference. And what am I talking about? Yes, rappers are out of control for the shit that they do, but this rapper is all the way out of control for shooting up the mall. No Savage, DC rapper, out of DC, I guess. Apparently was in his feelings, ran into a group, maybe they wanted a picture, maybe they was trolling him, the little information that I got when I was reading the story. And he felt like, you know what, today is the day that I'm going to get up, go to the mall, pull out a burner, and let shots off, like shots fired, and shoot up the mall. And I'm like, that's crazy, crazy, shit crazy. And obviously he turned himself in. He would have got caught either way. But I say, damn, you a rapper. A lot of people want to be rappers nowadays for whatever reason. That's just the chosen profession. A lot of, oh, but you black, the black and brown community, they think it's the easy way out. And like Biggie says, you either sling and crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. And these days, you either doing, you know what I mean, one of those, or you a rapper, or you try to be a rapper, you know what I mean? And I said, damn, you shoot them all up. Nobody got shot, to my knowledge, but you still, what is they said, reckless endangerment, brandishing the firearm, it's a felony, and a lot of other little bullshit charges. But it's like, you going away for a little while, you know what I mean? Even though nobody got shot, and nobody got killed. But what would make you do that? Over emotional, in your feelings, 15 seconds of somebody trolling you or saying something, looking at you with the screwed up face that would make you throw your whole career away? It's crazy, crazy, shit crazy. Not a Plaxico Burress carrying a burner, maybe because I'm from New York. Like, I'm from New York. Maybe niggas might try to book me, run down on me, even though I won the Super Bowl. So this is for protection. You're not brandishing a weapon for protection. You looking for some shit to pop off. And you know what, Wild Funny? I'm not gonna spend too much time on this dude because I think he's a bozo. Sprinkle some dirt on him because he's a rat. That when people that have guns on them, they act a little, you know what I mean, a little tough. They do little mostest. They bump you. They look at you funny. They just move different with a different type of energy because that's sitting in the back pocket. So they know in the room, like, you know, if you're in a place where people probably not carrying guns, it's not the OK Corral, it's not Tombstone, you're not Doc Holliday, you're not nobody's Huckleberry. So you can, you know what I mean, you don't want to throw up your hands and, you know what I mean, and fight. Who got flame? Fight. Get your face beat in. Take some shots. Give some shots. You rather go to the weapon. It's like you throw your whole shit away just for some bullshit. Now let's talk about another rapper. Because he wasn't brandishing. He fought for his life and he wasn't giving up that chain. And what 50 Cent? Niggas don't rob me. They know I'm down to die for my chain like G-Unit. We get it popping in the hood, G-Unit. Motherfucker was good. I'm waiting for niggas to act like they don't know how to act. After sipping too much yak, I blow them off the mat. And I'm talking about little TJ. You know what I mean? He got shot up. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, Bronx rapper. I guess best known the song that I ain't gonna say I'm a big fan, but I like what is it? Call Me on the Phone or On the Phone or some shit like that. And I think he got a song with Foreign Fabio too. That's kind of dope. But anyway, he was at Chipotle, out of all places. Like, you right there in Edgewater, right across the bridge, not far away from New York. I believe he is a New York native, Bronx, New York. Out with, you know, maybe 2 or 3 other associates, and all of them got hit. Three people got hit. He's in critical, said he had to have multiple surgeries or gonna undergo, you know, multiple surgeries to stabilize him. And obviously, prayers is with him, with his family, with his, you know, supporters and fan base. And I say, damn, they ran up in Chipotle, right? Rob him for the watch or the chain. Get caught. They caught. The person that did this is caught. Life is gone. Young. Almost 3 attempt murders. Also shooting crazily in public. And this is what bugs me out, honestly, as a person who, you know, carry weapons, shot weapons, and been up north a few times. I'm not an angel. Y'all know that on the channel. In today's time, though, in today's climate, mass shooting, whether it's white on black, whether it's black motherfuckers shooting up the barbecue in Harlem, etc., you know, oh, but you black, and things of that nature, guns being a hot topic right now, anything involving shooting outside where there's a lot of people at, you're bugging out. You're not thinking clearly. You on dope and dog food, like Big Daddy Kane said. What you on, huh? Dope and dog food, because you just don't give a fuck. Not about nobody else, especially if you can't shoot, you ain't at the gun range. This is not Call of Duty, but for your own self. You think you ain't getting caught with all these phones and fucking cameras in the sky and the eagle is watching? You're bugging. You're bugging out. And, you know, they caught him immediately. Like, you get caught ASAP. ASAP Rocky, you get caught. And I'm just saying, for what? For a chain, for a watch, that, you know what I mean? Like, you're bugging. At least if you're gonna do some of these things, these crimes, robbery, shooting guns, you know, in public, have a mask on. Don't do it in the mall. Don't do it in like a big place where it's a lot of cameras around, a lot of people where they can identify you, where they're gonna want to catch you so that they don't have individuals like yourself that's doing dumb shit like this be at large to scare the public. Public is already scared. We already living with a certain type of awareness of this when you go on the subway, at the movies, at the mall, you know what I mean? No matter where you at, basketball games, barbecue, shit like that, you already on high alert. So it's like, damn, who puts themselves in a position not to get away? The objective is do the crime, at least for me, and you know, as a person, like I said, get caught for the crimes that I did. I'm not saying I was innocent. What I'm saying is the objective is to get away. That's why also bugs me out and it's mind-boggling. And y'all know on the channel what I say, right? When you put the beat on, you will be shocked and amazed. But on the contrary, I say, when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and amazed because everything is all for sale. I should say, damn, you want to get away. You do some shit where the odds are you're not getting away. But for the people that do get away, what do? They go online and they show that they got away. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Greeny in the morning. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Remy Ma, like, are you dumb or you dumb? Is you stupid? Is you ignorant? Is you on drugs? Do you smoke crack? Like, you know what I mean? Lean on me. Morgan Freeman. You on crack, ain't you? Like, because you're doing dumb shit. Like crackheads just running down the street, at least at one point in time. Microwaves on their back, climbing out the roofs on the 6th floor with flat screens and TVs risking their life to get high. The urge and the addiction is so powerful that you're willing to do some shit like that. But for these young brothers, you know, are supposed to be with the shits and you about that life, so you say, like, you ain't about that life, you ain't about that life. But I can tell you what life they gonna be about. They're gonna be about that yakisobe life. They're gonna be about that chili corn life. You're gonna be about those 3 cardboard waffles and that 1 fucking syrup. Yeah, that's you. You set yourself up for 3 hots in the cot, no visits, bloom, bloom. Nobody's taking your call on the bat line. And, you know, where did all my friends and family go? That's what most of y'all are going to be saying, because who wants to, you know what I mean? Like, if you go into those extremes, even though they may be family, even though you may have a girl, who want to deal with that shit? Like, you out of your mind. Something is not right for you to do some shit like that. And then again, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the brightest. Haha. Shout out to my nigga Penny in the building. You know what I mean? I'm not the smartest. I'm not the brightest. I've been up top before for doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? But to that level, like, that's just crazy to me. Especially, again, in these days and these times that we're living in, when they trying to make an example out of you. They're not going to play with you. They're not going to baby, yo, this is your first time. You shooting in public randomly at people and don't know, you know what I mean, who you possibly could hit. A mother, a daughter, you know what I mean, a judge, a guy, whoever. You just going off the hook crazy. They got a place for you. They're going to make an example of you. And it's sad that, you know, all for a gold chain and the watch or whatever it is, you decide to just jump out the window. And I'll say to the rapper, you know what I mean? Even though 50 Cent said that, I'm sure it was just a rap. Or maybe it was, because, you know, 50 be trolling, he a little different, you know what I mean? Like, he might die for his chain. I doubt it, though. All that shit could be replaced. So I don't know if you still would have got shot for giving it up. Like, nah. You know what I mean? You can have this. And, are you a baller? Give me this shit. You know, like, Menace to Society, we supposed to be brothers. No, I'm taking your rims, taking the wallows. Take all that shit off. It's coming with me. Just give it up, bro. Give it up. Walk away with your life. Fuck your pride. Fuck people having you on World Star like, oh, they booked this nigga. Nah. Give that shit up and come home with your life, as opposed to being in the hospital hoping the doctor, you know what I mean, can save you. And hopefully, obviously, he do make it through. The other people that got shot, they supposed to be in stable condition, so good for them. And hopefully he make it through too. But let's talk about some other shit, because it's hump day, you know what I mean? And, you know, hump day is the hump day vibes. This is what we talk about on Wednesdays, you know what I mean? Like, she got that ass, I got to look. Sorry. So, Johnny Depp, no, it's not Johnny Depp. It's fucking, what is this, Charlie Sheen, that's who it is. Johnny Depp just finished, you know what I mean, with the Amber Heard case. Obviously he won, but he really didn't win. We're going to talk about him in a minute, tie it in. But Charlie Sheen, you know, a couple of days ago, or maybe it was last week, he came out, he wasn't co-signing his daughter being on Fans Only. And now, I guess maybe like a day or two, or maybe it was yesterday, he now coming out because of the mom's, Denise Richardson, I believe her name is. She changed his mind. So now he's saying it's all right. His daughter's grown, by the way. She's grown enough. You know, like academic, 17. What's the age limit? And I was wrong, it's 17 in New York. 17 in a lot of places. So even though it may not be morally right, far as if you're 22, 21, 20, and you're dealing with somebody 17 in college, though, morally it may not be right. You may say, damn, that's a little shaky, a little nervous. Legally, there's nothing wrong with it. But anyway, she's of legal age. He's saying it's okay for her to do Fans Only. Now, she grown. She can do what the fuck she want to do. That's number one. But we all living in a day and age where it just seems like, in my personal opinion, mothers is allowing daughters and sons, if you ask me. And it could be because most of the time the kids is with the moms, single moms raising, whether it's a stepdad or a boyfriend in the house or not. For whatever reason, the kids do seem to be mostly with the moms. And because of that, you see a lot of you see a lot of side-eye behavior being allowed, and this is one of them. Again, she's grown, so she don't need no permission to do it. But you cannot approve of it. Like, nah, I'm not approving of that. You could do what you want to do because you're grown and now you're an adult. You can do what you want to do. 18, 19, you can drink. Well, no, 21 you can drink. 18, you can vote, etc. You can do what the fuck you want to do, but you're not doing it in this house. You're not doing it under the guardianship of me. You're not doing it with me laying down, being happy and approving of that shit. So I'm saying, damn, like, this is why we see, and I talked about this in the other video, where fathers is not cool when moms letting their young daughters wear certain things outside, although it may be hot, and mothers is cool with letting their daughters wear certain things. And we spoke about Loan, the real Loan to Ahmad, the good brother, and how he was like, pretty much, we dress our daughters for the slaughter. This is true. You know, and again, she can do what she wants, but it's like, do you got to approve? Do you have to publicly come out and say that, oh, I had to talk with her moms and she convinced me? It's a bad look. It sets the bad example. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why you got to come out and announce to the world that you was once not cool with it, now you are cool with it? Why? Why do you have to do that? I find it interesting to say the least. And so, are y'all going to subscribe? I also did a video back, maybe it was 2021, early when we still was just coming out the pandemic. A lot of these people was coming on Fans Only. And I was like, are you going to subscribe to Fans Only? Are you subscribed to Fans Only? If you're in a relationship, is it cheating because you subscribe to Fans Only? Even if it's $10 a month, you say $10 a year, what's that? That's $120. That's somebody's bill. Phone bill, cable bill, light bill, some kind of bill. Is that cheating? Is it considered just like watching porn that you got to, sign up for? Or even though most porn is free, so you don't really got to sign up for, you don't really got to pay. I said, damn, all this shit is geared towards letting most people fight for the right, women in particular, to just take it all off, do what they want. No repercussions, no shaming. Can't do that now, and they want it both ways. Men, I think we're gonna view it the way we want to view it, especially when it comes to young women that's underage, little girls, etc., wearing certain shit, being exposed to certain shit, behaviors that's being encouraged, and fathers need to just it's tough, obviously, when you got a woman that's going against what you're trying to teach, and you're just trying to protect your daughters, save your daughters, let them be kids for as long as possible before men start googly-eyed over them. And men gonna probably do that anyway. It's a lot of pervs, and again, it's not just men, it's women as well. So let's not be fooled. Let's talk about this other shit though, because this just came out. It's a little hot. I don't got the AC on, got the window open. It was raining earlier. You know what I mean? Let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Now he had, the case was dismissed, or not dismissed. It was thrown out by a grand jury, as far as any any criminal activity being done. If it wasn't enough for them to indict. So the case was thrown out. However, the civil cases began to rain down, and I think he had at one time it was 24. Well, 20 of them is closed now, and that's because he decided to close the case, or not close the case, settle the cases, financial gain, undisclosed what the amounts is, the terms, etc. However, 4 remain open. So this is what I want to say, right? I guess it ended up being 60-something women. Although there was no criminal charges, do you have to look with the side eye? Yes. You know what I mean? And I did a show on, what was the girl name? Big Daddy. I was going to say Big Daddy Kane again like in the last show, but her name is not Big Daddy Kane, obviously. It's Big Daddy something. And she allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, did massages for him 3 times. Even after the first time, her saying that, he wanted her to touch it, bring it, babe, let you dirty, stuff him at it, like, you gonna touch it or not, ma, because right now, and she said it was inappropriate, he wanted a little butt play, like real wild allegations, but she went back a second time, went back a third time, like LeBron, not 1, not 2, right, I'm being funny, but I'm not, and I gave the analogy, like, in a domestic violence scenario where you living with a guy that's being abusive, dogging you out, You might be scared, maybe kids involved, you may not have the means to move, your relatives may not know. You may be really, genuinely or authentically fearful for your life. So you be quiet, you take it, you think you're gonna change. I can see why you stay stuck there, even if it's for 2 months, 3 months, 2 years. I can see it. So I don't be shocked when people be like, yeah, I was in an abusive relationship for 5 years before I found the strength to get out. Those scenarios is understandable. But when you a paid professional, like you a professional, and that's you, young lady. When something goes awry the first time, why are you going back? Why are you going back? I think that is a question that needs to be answered. And do you take any accountability for that? I wouldn't go back someplace where something happened to me 2 times, especially if I don't got to be there. Again, with domestic violence, you're stuck there, at least in the person's mind. Can't get out. You getting paid to come in. So you can say, nah, your money is no good. You was touching my ass, or you asked me to give you some head. No, thank you, sir. I'm good. You went back twice, 3 times. Like, do the right thing. Fuck you 3 times. You went back 3 times. Then you come out like, yo, he was inappropriate, wanted me to put my fingers in places, and like, whoa, like finger next to a nigga ass. Oh, like, whoa. It's just unbelievable. Do it make the other women look bad? I'm not gonna say, but we know women lie. We know women, say things to try to gain financial gain. So now that the 20 of the women have settled for financial gain, we know he just came into 230 million. This nigga's balling. Like, he may not play a game this year, but he's balling. He got 230 million. Like, you know what I mean? The New York Lotto is 230 million. And he may not, play this year. They also mad and saying the way his contract was designed, only I think 1.5, like no names, purple tape reference, 1.5 million or 1.3 is all he get for this year. So really all that money comes on the back end just in case he get suspended. Whoever negotiated that contract, kudos to them, whether you like it or not. They was on point. They was, like Case Roger Goodell tried to do some bullshit. But the thing is, do he look bad? Was it a win-win? Was it a lose-win? What was his options? Meaning like, all right, the criminal charges was thrown out. Not enough evidence. Not enough here for us to move forward. Cool. We know that you could be sued basically for anything. You can sue a ham sandwich. You can be sued for anything, for looking wrong, for wearing your hat with a tissue under it, like, the wrong colors. Like, I'm being funny, but I'm not. And you can lose. You know what I mean? I think I learned something today. Out of a jury of 12, obviously, you only 1 to get a hung jury. But in the civil case, all you need is 9 to think that you did. You don't need all 12. So would he have convinced the jury of his peers, or however it goes, that nothing was done wrong? That he didn't get one of these women to touch him, or that he get aroused while he was, rubbing them up, rubbing them down. You know what I mean? Did he do anything inappropriate? I don't know. The thing is, reputation is tarnished. Probably take a long time to get back. And then we think of, speaking of reputations and speaking of a long time, I didn't watch it. I probably will watch the replay on YouTube or whatever. But the Martin Lawrence reunion with Gina, Pam, Cole, and Brother Man coming through your window. Obviously, Tommy wasn't there. Rest in peace, Tommy. May Allah have mercy. I didn't watch it, but I did hear some of the comments coming from Gina. Pam. Tisha Campbell. And a few years ago, this is allegedly why the show was ended and abruptly, and in my opinion, one of the best sitcoms ever. Obviously, if you grew up on Martin or you watched it, even watching the reruns, that shit is wild funny. It was innovative, etc., etc. And it just was that deal back in the days. But to hear her come out now and say, all is forgiven and we passed that, and no real accountability, not really no apologizing. It's like, did he sexually assault you? Was it verbally? Was he touching you? Was he saying, I'm not going to give you the most lines if you don't suck me off? Like, what was he doing? And I forget what she alleged, because, when you say sexual harassment, that's a broad. It's like, was Was it verbally? You know what I mean? Was it verbal? Was it touching you? And you know what I mean? Like on the train, for instance, you use it a lot. New York City, Detroit, wherever it's, you know, large Atlanta. You on the train, people are moving by. You know, things can be considered being perverted, like, you know what I mean, kind of grind your dick on somebody, or, you know what I mean, a lady rubbing the titties on your back from, you know what I mean, like close proximity. You know, you don't know what people are trying to do, you know what I mean, you got to go off the vibes. In a big workspace or whole, you know, a office space, you can tell if somebody's cornering you by the water cooler, if they always coming on like that dress is this, they doing that. And obviously in the Me Too era, you see Cuomo, you see, you know what I mean, a whole bunch of people, Bill Cosby. And I actually not going to really speak about him, even though I did do a video about him before prison and after prison. But I seen something on Instagram. It was an ad in the paper, and you know, when I swiped up, I deleted everything. But it was something asking women to come out. So it's like, damn, they really trying to take him down, or did this stuff really happen? But anyway, when you in a position of power, you know what I mean, as far as Martin, the governor, people like that, people work for you. Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky, you know what I mean? And I didn't have sex with that woman. You can be, what you do can be taken out of context. You know what I mean? It could be misconstrued depending on how you move, how you do it. I don't know if that was the case with Martin. Obviously, it was his show. He was the moving factor, the motivating factor. He is what made the show. Obviously, Martin, you know what I mean? And Gina was a main character as well. That was his girl. We all loved her character, even though we liked Pam better, you know what I mean? And come to find out, I think he was, you know what I mean, woo-woo with Pam. That's what, you know what I mean, the rumors allegedly maybe kind of saw that he was knocking off Pam. You come out after all these years, 53, on a reunion, after not seeing him for so long, you know what I mean, after not talking, the breakup and divorce with Dwayne Martin, her ex-husband. You know what I mean? I remember all these things taking place with the allegations. And now to just come out and it's like all is forgiven and we moving on. And you know, when Bad Boys for Life, I think, what's that? Yeah, Bad Boys 2. Yeah, Bad Boys for Life. That was 2. When that came out, he had to address it. He had to talk about it. You know, you're making your tour, you're making your rounds, you're getting ready, you know, to promote the movie. People asking you about these allegations, why the show end, is this true, is this not true? You forced to answer stuff, and then, you know, you see years later she come out and it's like, nah, that's water under the bridge. We ain't talking about it. And it's like, damn, are you going to apologize? Was it ever proven that he did anything to you? I don't think so. I don't think it was proven. The point is, his reputation was tarnished. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson reputation is tarnished. Now, even though he had obviously multiple women, like it just, you looking bad by that mere fact alone. Him, you know, settling don't really make him look bad, in my opinion, because it's a lose-lose. You want it to go away. You want to get to the business of playing football. In this case here, it was just Martin and her. It wasn't a lot of people. It was just Gina or Tisha Campbell. But then you think of T.I. Because T.I. just recently came out. What is it, VH1? They dropped this show after, 13 years? And he came out, he made some statements. He feels some type of way, and you could, you know, I was gonna say you could get whatever you like, but you can feel however you like. But honestly, I think he got ground to stand upon. Like, he wasn't proven guilty in none of these cases. No jail time, no settlements, no civil suits, no none of that. It was just some accusations that came out, made him look bad for a little while. That's why the Kevin Samuels interview didn't come out. Well, and the name of the show was Tremendous, or what was it? I forget. We'll start with I can't. Every time I think his show, I can't think of it. But his show was canceled. Then the reality show was canceled, and he lost a lot of money behind that. Yet and still, wasn't proven to do anything wrong. No cases was brought. You're not in court yet. Like damn near a whole year later, we still waiting for some shit to pop off, and it hasn't. But he's taken a big hit. Or because somebody could come out and say, you know, a woman could come out and say whatever they want, not prove anything, not no charges be filed, just to tarnish your name, tarnish your rep, and they go on, living, go on about their life, whether they get financial gain or not. and you sit there holding the bag of shame, and your image tarnished, and there's no accountability on they behalf. And I think it's unfortunate. That's why it's important for men to, stick together in this regards, like far as the narratives that's painted with us, and back one another. You say, damn, all right, VH1, you don't want to pick the show up, BET, or all those other networks. Diddy, you got a network. You know what I mean? Other networks could have picked them up. Revolt, he gave the Young Miami her show. You know what I mean? They on there talking about relationships and bullshit. Why you ain't throw the alley-oop to T.I.? Is it because his image is tarnished? Or is it because he loses credibility and his integrity is, you know what I mean? Chinks is in the armor, so to speak, even though nothing was proven. And it's unfortunate. So it was like the word to the wise, and I'll springboard that to this. You know what I mean? Again, when you in a position of power, like, you know what I mean? I got money, like the 50 Cent reference. For people like T.I., obviously, Deshaun Watson, you got money, Martin Lawrence, and even Dame hanging out last night. Y'all see the little live I put up. You know what I mean? I didn't really know what to expect as far as performance, because I never really, seen that. And I think he did like maybe 7 or 6 songs. And out of them, I like 4 of them was definitely, even though it got the rock and roll feel, Popovich approved. But, lady was in there, you know what I mean, with her man. You know what I mean? Music is loud, so I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to cap. Like, I heard what she asked him. I did hear her introduce herself, say her name was such and such, say, can I ask you a question? He leaned down, you know what I mean? She said what he said, and you can see the body language is like throwing off, like, what? Like, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not going to cap and say, you know what I mean, I heard her say anything inappropriate, but just watching the exchange, it's funny when you see people that, is millionaires and, be around the movers and shakers and, what women would do to be in the presence of these type of individuals, what they would do, you know what I mean? And when you are in a position like this, like these people that we're talking about, it's very important, it's very imperative for you to move in a certain manner. You just can't move like, how you was moving before. Like, Deshaun Watson, even before the 30 million is like, you need 66 therapists. Like, all right, you run through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not doing it the way you like, or you're moving from city to city. 66, that is a lot. And it's not really normal, you know what I mean? So that case is different. T.I., different. You you with your wife, y'all on some swinging shit, maybe kind of, sort of, allegedly. You got people going to get the women for you. You're making them, sign agreements, or, like, listen, you got to leave your phone, or before you come in, you got to take a little, you know what I mean? Like, little Molly, champagne, she ain't even know it. You took her home and she ain't even know it. You got to move differently now, because even though they may be with it then, they may wake up and not feel that way. May wake up and feel like you just used and tossed them to the side. They didn't really get any value out of just them, being in your presence and feeling like, they had a good night, and, you was hanging out with some celebrities, drinking some expensive champagne, but 2-3 weeks later down the line, you're replaced with another girl. And that's you, ladies, for the ones that choose to live that lifestyle. Now you feeling some type of way, you following, you liking the pictures, they not answering you, and then now you wake up and you say, you know what? I feel like I don't remember everything from that night. I feel like they made me take these drugs. I feel like maybe I probably was swinging with a little more people than I, chose to. And now I want to bring a lawsuit. I want to bring some allegations. I want to bring some charges against this man and his wife for doing some funny style shit to me that you agreed to. You know what I mean? And that's the reality that we live in. You have to be mindful of that. You have to guard against that 52 blockage so that you don't lose no money for it, because you can lose a whole bag. And, depending on the field you in, if that's how you ultimately get your bread, and people stop wanting you in their movies, or they cut your shows off, or you don't have no other outlets to get no money, you can't jam yourself up. And then it's like, you got to say, is it all worth it for some buns? Just because you're famous and you can do it. And like Nas said, it's a dirty game. Is any man worthy of fame? Much success to you. Even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is. And we will one day. Because do you ever think about when you out here, right? You can just be out and about now and nigga turn your lights out by accident. It don't even be for you. It be for the other person that look like you. Oh, but you black. So men, we gotta be more mindful. But let's talk about some other stuff, right? Because last night, like I said, hanging out with Dame, it was he performed. He brought his artists out. Blue Rock, that's the new label. Shout out to Blackface. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to everybody that was in the building. What is it? All ASG, All School Grounds, a dope organization. A lot of teachers, a lot of principals, a lot of people in there educating the youth. So that was dope to be around, and I was real inspired, and I was real motivated by the people that was around, there for the performance, there to mingle and socialize. And I want to say, like, hung out with Dame a few times, and sometimes perception of you can become reality for people, even though it's not true. And y'all know I don't cap, but I can't tell you how many people hit me up, because of what you put on the gram, or what you may, put out there for social media consumption. Yo, what I mean? Get my demo to Dame, yo, holla at Dame, woo 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 Dame, what I mean? And in the real reality, it's not like we ain't bosom buddies. Like, what I mean? I met him through my uncle, and he a good brother, and hopefully we could do some things in the future. What I mean? But people see things and then they just assume, and they hit you on the back line. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if I was like a scumbag or somebody that didn't really value my integrity, then I would be trying to finagle and act like, and make it look like something that is not. And that's never my style. That's why, on the channel, I'm not setting myself on fire. I'm not going to be on the Brooklyn Bridge giving out hamburgers, putting on wigs, costumes, just for the views. And it's all for sale. I'm not going to do that. Nonetheless, I'm going to keep it real and keep it transparent. Pop of his TV, we live, we rolling, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. But I say that to say, again, people see one thing and they perceive it to be something that is not. And so they think you can do, and, they think you got connections, etc. And the bottom line is, although people may want to help you, they may have intentions, or they have, the outlets to help you. You got to help yourself. You got to grind and work till they notice you. Not saying you can't reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with that. No empires is built by themselves. But the thing is, nobody gonna come save you. You got to bring something to the table. You got to know, when to fold and when to hold. I mean, like, when to hold and when to fold, like a song. And I say that only to say, because people think, like, just because you may know somebody or you took a picture with somebody, that now you in the loop and, you can sign them, you can, put them on, and you're not even on it. You still trying to figure it out. You still working and grinding, trying to figure out angles and how you can make it make sense. But overall, I would say keep grinding, keep working. Don't give up, even though at days when things ain't going the way you may want it to. Don't be discouraged. Because there's people out there living their dreams, and sometimes you got to take a major setback to make it a major comeback. Be patient, go back to the drawing board, come back stronger, come back more energized, come with that feeling, like, what I mean? Get this speech with vigor, and maybe you will connect with the right people. What I mean? Keep doing those affirmations, what I mean? And keep grinding and getting it out the mud. And obviously, when you get it out the mud, and again, nothing is done dolo, but when you do get it out the mud and you build value for yourself, it feels that much better. You know what I mean? Like, when you can say nobody had to come and woo woo. And again, there was a lot of shakers in the building. Shout outs to D, shout outs to Danny Sue, shout outs to Mecca Audio, like I said, Blackface. Will was in the building, Rich, like it was a lot of, Rima, it was a lot of people in the building that came, and they showed up, they showed out. A lot of people gave some inspiring testimony on how they met him, when they met him, what type of business deals they did, what he did to help him. They pretty much gave him his flowers while he can hear it and he can receive it. And I think we all should do that to people that play, a part in us growing and expanding and doing the things that we want to do. You know what I mean? So he got the new label. Obviously got his own the network and shit. So, you know what I mean? If you rock with him, you rock with him. If you don't, you don't. Obviously, he's can be a controversial figure sometimes for the shit that he say. A lot of people don't like it. Self-made, you know what I mean? You don't really need nobody to write you no checks. So you don't really got to ass kiss. You can just, be an asshole, if you will. And a lot of people deem him that. Whether he's that or not in the real life, I'm not going to say. I don't know him that well on a personal level, but I know all our interaction has been nothing but love, and hopefully we continue to do some shit in the future. You know what I mean? And he said he wants to, but you know, get it out the mud. Like, you know what I mean? Don't think nobody gonna come save you, or you know, it's nothing wrong with networking. You have to network, but you also have to bring something to the networking table. Well, you can't just think you're gonna come on, jump on somebody else, you know, ship or jump in the whip without adding nothing and just getting down with them. Now that may be ideal, like that's what you want to do, especially if it's in the field, something you're good at, something you love doing. But ultimately, you gotta say, nah, I want to get down with you, but this is what I bring to the table. This is what I can do, help you move your shit forward. Even though you don't need me, this is what I'm good at. This is what I can bring. This is what I can do. Let me show you that I can add value, as opposed to just put me down just because you're in a position to put me down. A lot of people come with that mentality, unfortunately, and you know, it takes longer. You get a lot of no's, you get a lot of, all right, hit me on the back line or send me a DM. That nigga never answer. You be like, damn, like, you know what I mean? I sent this nigga a million DMs and he never sees it, or she never answers, or woo woo woo, I get the runaround. That's why you get the runaround. You know what I mean? They don't see the vision. You got to make them listen. You got to make them pay attention. You know what I mean? That's a great fire reference too. You got to make them pay attention. You got to make them listen. You got to make them see the vision. And if they don't, then oh well, you competition. You either get down or lay down, and it is what it is. That's why I said on the channel, I'm going to stick to the script. I'm not going to do anything outside of myself, pretend to be anybody else, because I'll just be faking, and and eventually you'll get your card to get pulled. You know what I mean? Positivism 101, be yourself. So that way nobody can pull your card. It's not like, you know what I mean, like Eminem and 8 Mile when Rabbit was like, they're gonna talk about how you fucked your girl and how you live in the trailer and woo woo woo. If you act like somebody else, then yeah, people can pull your card. When you be the same person who you always been, you know, outside of trying to grow and get better, nobody can pull your card, because your card is who you are. Your card when you fronting and you styling for people, you know what I mean, that don't even need to be impressed and styled upon. You know what I mean? Like, you doing it for the gram, you doing it for people that don't even give a fuck. So people that know you, if they feel like, you know, exposing you, they could pull your card. Like, yeah, nigga, that car's a running. You know what I mean? Those chicks was you brought them chicks offline to come as your as an escort. And, you know what I mean? You ain't fucking them bitches, like, or whatever it is. Like, that's rented jewelry, or that's your man belt, or whatever. You know, people will style on you in that way. They'll expose you in that way because you acting other than yourself. When all you got to do is be yourself. Ain't nobody can be you but you, like the song says. You know what I mean? Well, what else? What else we got? Oh, let's talk about this last shit. Saturday night, we was out and about, you know what I mean, at the All White. Shout out to my nigga Carton. And like I said, Kevin Samuels' message, that shit ain't going nowhere, honestly speaking. It's not. And I'm going to tell you why. Like, as a person that follow his content, you know what I mean, and enjoyed the back and forth with some of the women, dress size, and, you know, rate yourself. All it was entertainment. I didn't really take it all personal like that. Maybe, you know what I mean, because it wasn't me up there on the stand, and I get it. Some of y'all was triggered, but the message is not going nowhere. And, you know, so we was out in the all white. You know what I mean, I put some of the footage of. Actually, I went live the night of the joint. So as the night was coming to an end, you know what I mean, we was out a little section. There was some other women at the section, and, you know, they was all around my age. You know what I mean, and, you know, I'm not going to knock them. They all look pretty decent for their age, even though they didn't like that I said that. You know what I mean? They was like, that's not really a compliment. And I'm like, yeah, it really is. I mean, you look good for your age. You know what I mean? That's what better compliment. You can look bad for your age. You know what I mean? And I told them to subscribe to the channel. So if y'all tuned in, then yeah, this is you that I'm about to talk about. So we was just kicking it about regular shit, what you do, where you from, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Kids, marriage. You know what I mean? I know I was married, divorced. So just regular shit. And somehow, obviously, the self-proclaimed Godfather came up, and once I said that, talking about when they faces dropped, like, you know what I mean, I was charming some, you know what I mean, in the beginning, even I wasn't really rapping to them, you know what I mean, on some trying to holler. It was just regular conversation for me, and we was just kicking it. You know what I mean? I had the camera, I was moving around, so they was like, what you do, where the footage gonna be, you know what I mean, and I was telling them about popping the TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, you know what I mean, smash the notification bell, so when I upload the videos, y'all get alerted. So they was like, okay, we're going to check you out, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, I'll be running through these YouTube streets. And, you know, that's how I really started. So when I mentioned him, it was like, oh, hate him, or it was like we wasn't happy when he passed, but it was like, oh, you listen to that, and we can't even take you serious, and so we had to start talking about some of the issues. And pretty much just like is it a good idea if you a single man with no kids to get with a woman that got kids, and should you start your own family, or give your resources to her, etc. Especially if she ungrateful, not fit, not feminine, not friendly, cooperative, submissive. Right, that part. How most women try to, sign language, shame, guilt, insult, need to be right. All these different points, and they really didn't have any arguments. And I don't know if I articulated it obviously the way he did, or some of the other channels for the the manosphere channels, and it's a lot of them. You know what I mean? And I don't claim to be that, even though I agree with some of it. But they really didn't have no comeback. You know what I mean? One was married. You know what I mean? Then divorced. She initiated the divorce. One had 2 kids, single mom. So it was like baby father ain't shit, but you gave him 2 kids. You wasn't married. You know what I mean? And just a lot of these different things. And as far as money, what does money, the fact of money play in a relationship, and sex and finance, and all these different intangibles that go into to a relationship. And it's just funny to see that a lot of the ones that was there was for them. And again, they all look good for their age. You know what I mean? It's like yeah, but what about this? It was just clips. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I was more open. Obviously, it wasn't against me, so I listened to more than just 15 seconds of a clip. A lot of people just clip it, spin the clip, and then that's all you hear. Then you read the comments, so you're just going with everything. You didn't watch a full video. You didn't watch it in the context. You didn't watch it in its totality. So a lot of them was just really just spitting stuff that's spinning on the internet. The what's the word I'm looking for? What Vivica Fox called them, the shock jock, the shocking clip. So you average at best, and leftovers, 35, stuff like that. The triggering stuff. None of the other things. None of the stuff against the men. None of the, the stuff that he said, to us, what we need to do to grow, to get better. The high value part, and, far as cheating, you see Diddy, we talked about the Young Miami, how he like, I'm single, we just friends, so we just boning pretty much. I deal with other women, you gotta accept that, or you can go about your way. So they didn't really have no comebacks for none of this. Like, no, I mean, it just was like, you right, and I'm like, I know I'm right. You don't really have anything to go because you just watch a little small clip on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. You don't have nothing to go off. Then it's like, where your man at? You know what I mean? Like, where your husband at? Where is this at? And you don't really have it. Like, yeah, I'm single by choice. And then when you start asking why or what you're looking for, you see that it's like some of the same shit that you're seeing on the show. You know what I mean? You want a person that's like this, but you know what I mean? You like that. And again, they didn't look bad. You know what I mean? He might have said they at the wall, and maybe technically they were. Still thought they looked good to be in their early 40s. You know what I mean? Shape-wise, face-wise. You know what I mean? Kind of natural. One girl that had the dreads and shit. But ultimately, kids, married, then you divorced. One wasn't married. 3 kids. You know what I mean? Regular job. You know what I mean? Like regular degular. So you want a certain type of caliber person, you're not going to get no Diddy. You're not going to get no, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get certain things. So you either get what you can get. And when I was talking about the Diddy and the Young Miami, they ain't really have no comeback for that either. Like, yeah, he pretty much in front of the world told her they was just fucking, having fun, and that's it. And that's you. So if you think you qualify, and she got money. So, she could probably, be with who she want. He like, you fun, you a good mother, we just having fun. In front of the world. Like, we're not claiming you. We just fucking. You know what I mean? And that's that. What does that really say? It says that what the Godfather, or the self-proclaimed Godfather was saying is accurate. At least some of it. You can't cap on that. You know what I mean? But I just found it funny that, since he passed, rest in peace, etc., that even at an all-white party, whole bunch of Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, Jersey niggas, like, know what I mean? We having fun, we doing. That when we started talking, this is some of the stuff we was talking about. Like, this came up, you know what I mean? And that's interesting. I mean, the conversation is still spinning, which is a good thing. Because, I think these conversations need to continue to be had so that we can have some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Middle ground or a starting point. And I even did a video, you know what I mean, about the golf. I did a few since he passed, obviously. But I was saying, like, for the young generation, or for, people that's younger, that's actually still looking to, maybe get in a long-term relationship, looking to go down the aisle and get married. When you courting a woman, should you start with these conversations like, how do you feel about Kevin Samuel? Like, you know how they say on women on the first date, you should try to find out if a man, you know, want to get married so you don't waste your time, etc. Maybe some of the men should bring up some of these talking points to see if they're wasting their time. Obviously, after you get past the fit, feminine, and friendly, like, because if it ain't that, niggas shouldn't even be trying to rock with it. Fit, feminine, and friendly, that's off the rip. Like, if you ain't that off the rip, then why are we even conversate? Like, you know what I mean? Not even going to add the cooperative and submissive, because then you might be asking for too much. But should the conversation start out with that? What's your sign? You know what I mean? What's your name? What's your size? Like Big said. And do you fuck with Kevin Samuel? You know what I mean? See her reaction, like catch the real time reaction. Like, do you fuck with the dog off and see if they call him kitten heels or kitten mittens or whatever, you know, some of these other lady channels was calling them, and have that conversation. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I rock with him and I agree with his message. Then you can see if they playing a role and 6 months later they switching up the game on you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I met you, you was rocking with it, now you're not rocking with it. So you can save yourself some time, some heartache, some you know, some stress and some anguish, because you finding out off the rip before you go on a second date, before you bone, or maybe you still want to bone because you look good, but you just know what it is. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get the buns and booty clapping sounds, but after that, I already know her vibe because she told me when we speak about this certain conversation. I think it's a conversation that needs to be had, even if it's plainly, like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't trying to rap to none of them. We was just kicking it, and at first the conversation was smooth. YouTube channel, what you do, and where you from, and woo woo woo, or you know such and such, and Soon as when his name came up, talking about attitudes change, like for real. They ain't even want me to be in a section no more. That ass, but my section was right there, like, so wasn't gonna go far. I was just gonna shimmy on over, like, all right, I'll leave. You know what I mean? I ain't sweating it, but you know, we kept talking. But the point is, the whole demeanor changed. So that means that some women do feel some type of way strongly. So that is a conversation that men and women need to have when you're going on these dates and you're going on steak dinner dates, lobster and shrimp, you know what I mean? And you're trying to give a hard dig and bubble gum, and you need to find these answers out. I definitely think you should find that out. And who knows, maybe one day in college or some shit, he'll be a study like Tupac. His works and, you know, his shit is studied in college. You know what I mean? Like Kanye said, they got the dropout keeping kids in the school. Like, you know, years later, after some of these bodies of work, these books, some of the stuff that these artists produce and put out for the mass consumption, you know, they get scrutinized, they get put under the microphone. Some professor somewhere decides to do a study on them, you know, to get the you know, the thinking behind, you know, what people think of certain things. So, you know, I think it's important. Nonetheless, I think it was funny for me, but obviously I wasn't trying to date none of them. It'd probably be a little different if I was, you know, trying to do it. Then and now you come to find out that now I'm not attractive, now I'm not funny, now I'm not charming, all because, you know, I agree with some of the stuff he said, and all because you don't. Now conflict, and now we like this. But you know what it is. It's your boy, Vibez. Y'all was just tuned in to my show, which is Vibez TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here, one more again. Yeah, kid.